Hey guys, today I wanted to make a video to talk to you about how to share your 30-second story. I know we just came out from Success School and everyone's all excited to get out there and start sharing your story. And I wanted to talk a little bit about how to properly package your story and reach out to people. All right, before we even talk about sharing your story and getting into that, we need to stop, take a step back, and think about what is the purpose of sharing your 30-second story. And there's really two things we need to keep in mind. Guys, we're calling to see if something that Advocare provides would interest them, right? So we all know Advocare provides help with health and provides help with finances, right? So we're calling to see if they have a need or an interest in help in one of those two areas. And the second thing that we need to keep in mind is that our goal is to set a three-way call. That is the purpose of sharing your 30-second story. It's not to get on the phone and tell them everything you know about Advocare. It's to call them to see if they're interested in help in one of those two areas and then move that to a three-way call. And I'm going to go over sharing your story and how to best set up that three-way. So the first thing we have to do, guys, is we have to make a list of people we're going to reach out to. And we have to know why we're calling them. So we've all heard before, make your list and two different categories, right? Products and business. So stop and think, what do our products do? Well, we don't need to know the ins and outs of every single product. All we need to know is that our products can help with weight loss management, appetite control, provide more energy. We have a performance elite line for the people that are in sports and looking for better workouts, results, things like that. And then we also have our wellness line, vitamins and omegas, things like that that everyone uses, right? So we want to kind of categorize these people and think of them in that way. And then also the finance side, who needs more money, which is everybody. Who has debt to pay off, who has a good job that makes good money, but is away from their children all the time, their family, and they would want more time freedom to spend back with their family. So we're gonna go ahead and make a list. That's the first step, and split it up into those two categories. Okay, now that we have a list, we need to reach out to these people, and it's going to be a little bit different, at least in the way that I do it. It's still your 30-second story, but depending on which side of the list you're calling on, the reason you're calling, it's going to be treated a little differently. So as business builders, as advisors, someone in this company who is going after the income opportunity, looking for lives to change, right? We need other like-minded individuals on our team. So we need to go out and find people that want this business opportunity, people that are going to be just like us, right? So we need to focus on the business side. Let's focus there first, and then we'll talk product. Okay, I'm going to give you an example of when I am calling somebody who I believe would have interest in the financial aspect of Advocare, whether they need more money, more time, pay off debt, save up for a vacation, whatever it is. Okay, this is an example of when I call them, what it looks like for me. Hey John, how you doing? Good, man. Hey, listen, I'm actually calling you for a reason today. Sarah and I have gotten involved with this income opportunity that we're really, really excited about right now. In our first month, we made $52 just on the side, and our good buddy that got us involved and is helping us made a little over $500 last month. And, I thought of you because I know that you work a couple jobs, and you don't necessarily do that because you enjoy them. I know you do it for the money, and I just thought this would be something you'd be really interested in, that'd be right up your alley. I mean, would you want to hear about how you could make an extra $500 this month? And that's it, guys. You're gonna pause right there and wait, and that's the awkward silence what I was talking about, and wait for an answer. Typically, one of two things are going to happen. Either they're going to be interested in making more money, who wouldn't, and they're going to instantly ask a question. What is it? Is this vitamins? Is it supplements? Is it a pyramid scheme? And they're going to ask some sort of question. They're all across the board, and that's great. And what you need to be prepared for is to do exactly what the purpose of this phone call is to set the three-way. And you have to have a reason to get off the phone ahead of time so you're not stumbling over it or feel pressured to answer questions, right? So if I was on the phone and someone said, yeah, well, that sounds good, but what is it? That's when, excuse me, I have a variety of different things that I would say. That's when I might say, you know what, I'm glad that you're interested. I'm glad you have questions. and I'd love to answer them. I have 5 other people that I need to call right now before my break's up. So why don't we do this? Why don't I call you tonight? Would like 7 or 8 o'clock work? And then I can spend a little more time and explain all of what it is and answer any of your questions, right? So we're trying to get off the phone. I may say, oh, you know what? I'm glad you have questions. I can't talk right now. I just walked in the house and Sarah's making dinner. I'm going to help her out. But let me call you back in a little bit and we can talk about it. I'm glad you're interested. Right? So we're getting off the phone and we have the 3-way scheduled. We have a call scheduled, and that's great. We don't say, you know, I'm going to call you back later with my friend because I'm new. And the people get weirded out about talking to somebody else that they don't know. And we're not lying to them. We're not hiding things from them. We just don't need to say it. Because when we call them back later that night during our scheduled call, when they're more likely to answer their phone, that's when we say, hey, I'm really excited to introduce this to you and answer your questions, tell you all about it. And I'll tell you what, I'm still fairly new and I'm learning myself. And that guy I was telling you about that made $500 last month, he's really helping me, and I got him on the other line. I'm going to bring him on the call, and then he's going to help me answer your questions. So that way you're getting all the right information. Hang on, let me grab him. And that's it. It's that simple. And then once you get him on the phone, make sure that you're giving your leader a really good introduction. We don't want things to be awkward on this phone call or that you just threw him on with someone he doesn't know. So we're going to say, you know, hey, you there? Leader, this is, or excuse me, we're going to say, hey, John, this is my buddy that I was telling you about that's been involved in Advocare for a long time. Talk him up. Tell him what he's done, what his history is, his past, his success with Advocare, and why you want the 2 of them to talk, why they should connect. And then tell your leader, hey, leader, this is so-and-so. I just introduced him to Advocare, and I think it would be a good fit for him because he works 2 jobs, and I know he's a hard worker. He doesn't necessarily like both of his jobs, and I'm just real excited for you to explain it to him. Would you mind just sharing your story, what Advocare has done for you, and maybe help me in answering his questions? That simple. Put your phone on mute, get a piece of paper out, get ready to take some notes, because this is when you're going to learn and earn at the same time. This is the on-the-job training portion. So guys, it really is that simple on the business side of things. Now, if you call someone and they do not have any interest in the business whatsoever, they're not interested in how to make extra money, this and that, you know, one of the things that I will always say, first and foremost, when they say no, I'll just ask them and say, well, you know, I can tell something's holding you back. What would stop you from at least hearing about the opportunity? Because there's more than likely some sort of misconception that they're holding on to that you might be able to break those walls down, because they should open up and tell you, you know, man, I'm just not looking to get involved in any of those schemes or this or that or whatever it is. But it gives you a chance to address that issue. And whatever it is, most of the times, whatever they say, I'll say, you know what, man, I know exactly how you feel because I felt the same exact way, but here's what I found. This opportunity, so on and so forth. And you just steer that misconception away, and you kind of break that wall down. And then, again, say, you know what, I know you have more questions than just that. Let's talk later tonight, and I'll explain it to you. And set the time. Just go right back into it. Now, the other side of the coin is, guys, if they say no, and you go through that, and it's still a no, they still don't want it, say, okay, you know what, I understand. This business isn't for everybody, but you know what, these products are world-class, and they're for everybody. Do you have any health goals right now? Do you have anything, would you benefit from better energy? Would you benefit from weight loss? So, and you know this person, so you know the way to ask the question for what you think they may be looking for. And it's a way to, we're always as business builders going after people to do the business of Advocare with us, but the products are for everybody. Don't be concerned about when you tell your story initially that you have to talk about business and product at the same time. One of the really great stories that I love in reference to that is Charlie Regas, and how if you guys don't know how he was involved or how he got involved in the direct sales industry, I'll keep this really short. He was introduced to a direct sales company, and he sat down, had a meeting, and the gentleman that met with him told him all about the pay plan, the business model, how it works. They spent a lot of time in depth because Charlie was a business owner and he had a lot of questions regarding the business. And I absolutely love the end of the story. After sitting there for however length of time, Charlie was in. He saw the business plan. He wanted in. And he told the guy, okay, I'm going to do this. Let's do this. He stood up from the table and started to walk away. And he turned around and he said, actually, I have one more question. What's the product we're selling? And see, guys, it doesn't matter if Advocare was selling paper clips. I mean, the pay plan cannot be beaten. It offers an opportunity for people to get out of their situation. And it just so happens we have some of the best healthcare products out there, but that's not what's important. It's the business opportunity. So we need to speak with strength about the opportunity, what it can do for people. When they buy into that opportunity, it doesn't matter what the products are. So we go after the business, we talk about business. If they're not interested in the business, then we can always fall back on the products to see if there's a product we have that can help them and add some value to their life. Okay, now let's talk about the people that are on our list that we want to reach out to because they need some help with products. These are the people that we see drinking a lot of coffee and or energy drinks, or the people that talk about losing weight or getting back to the gym, all sorts of different reasons to reach out to somebody about the amazing products that we have. So in this case, guys, we will call with our 30-second story, and I will talk about my results on products, but I also will talk about the business because we can't prejudge people and think that they, just because we're calling them about the product, that they wouldn't be interested in the income opportunity. We always have to at least put that out there. A lot of times we're planting a seed that they will ask questions later once they start having amazing product results. Okay, so here is an example of when I call somebody for the reason of talking to them about product, and we'll see where it goes. Hey, John, how you doing? Oh, good, man. Hey, listen, I wanted to call you for a reason today. Actually, I'm real excited about something Sarah and I got started in, and I figured you might be interested in hearing about it. Have you ever heard of Advocare? No? Oh, man. Well, listen, a few months ago, I was working like 70, 80 hours a week. You saw me running around like a chicken with my head cut off, and I was getting pretty unhealthy, just really didn't have time to work out or exercise, which was, not normal for me. And I met a guy who was telling me about this company called Advocare and how he got on their products that they have, and he lost over 20 pounds in a couple months and started working an income opportunity that the company has, and he matched his full-time income in about 6 months working this part-time opportunity. And Sarah and I really got excited about the products, and first day on the products, I quit drinking 2 or 3 energy drinks a day like I was, and in the first 24 days, I lost 10 pounds and 2 inches off my belt. I was real excited about that, and I kept using some of these products, and I lost a total of 18 pounds, and I feel great. I haven't had this much energy in a real long time, and because of those results, we got involved with the income opportunity, and we made $70 in our first month doing it. And my buddy that got us involved, he made a little over $500 last month, and that was real exciting for us. And we're on track this month to make a little over $200. And I thought that it might be something that would be right up your alley. I mean, would you be interested in hearing any more about that? So, guys, in that story, we can always polish them and make them better, but the point is we talk a little bit about the product results, what it did for us, and that hit the 4 points of our story, right? It hit where I was, what I saw, what happened, and where I'm going with it. And then we ask them the question and let them respond. And like I was saying before, we don't assume that the products are for them and the business is not. We kind of lay it all out there, and they'll respond and they'll tell us what they're interested in. They'll tell us if they're interested in the products, the business. And the same goes as before when we're sharing our business story. They're going to ask questions. What is the product? How much does it cost? So on and so forth. And again, we don't want to answer those questions. We want to turn that over to a three-way call as soon as possible. Same way. Hey, I'm glad that you have questions and are interested. I got to run. I just walked in the door, but I wanted to at least call you and see if you're interested. Why don't I call you back later? Set the time and set the three-way the same way. The only question that I ever get that people really seem uncomfortable avoiding is when someone asks how much it costs. They feel like they don't want to just avoid that. So the way I always answer that question, I say, that's a great question, and this company has over 80 products, some really great stuff, and it's not a one-size-fits-all. We really can make a program that fits your budget, fits your needs. So I really can't answer that question. But why don't I call you back later, so on and so forth. All right, guys. So if you want to grow your discount and grow this business, that really is the fundamentals of what we do here. We need to be effective at sharing our story like that and setting throughways. If you can do that, your business will soar. You'll be able to help tons and tons of people. We need to get out of the way. We need to share the story properly and set the throughway and plug them into your leader as soon as possible. So what I'm going to suggest is take some time to write your story out both ways, the business side of it a little shorter, and then the full 30-second story for when you're sharing your product story. And then contact your leader and go over it and let them help you polish it. It's not going to come out perfect the first time. It's not even going to come out perfect the 100th time. It's always a work in progress, but we want to write it out and have our leader help us with that. And then start making those phone calls, share your stories, and set those throughways. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and wish you the best in your business and in the day.